Morning. What's going on, you guys? Hope everybody out there doing well. We're gonna take a nice little ride together today. Chop it up on our way to work. So we're just gonna ride together and talk about something. Peace. First and foremost, hope everybody out there safe and sound. We're gonna talk about Coffee Time, episode 52. To be honest with you guys, like another coffee time conversation, right? But we're gonna talk about Caleb Williams again. Caleb Wilson. I said Caleb Williams. Caleb Wilson again. A little reaction. He was killed in a hazing incident. Hazing gone wrong. You know. And the other day, we really questioned the Qs and was like, where they at? Why they ain't responding? But anyway, to give it, everybody a heads up, I was really surprised that the sister Rachel Lindsay, who does the podcast with the brother that used to be on TMZ, Van, she made reference to they talked about the Caleb Wilson incident, and I didn't catch the whole incident. I just caught the clip where she was talking about, she was in a sorority and so forth and so on, and she said that fraternities and sororities, basically, they can't be reeled in, as far as those hazings and all that other stuff, so they need to be off of college campuses, and like we said the other day in Pat Talk, this stuff is not really picking up steam because so many of our people, black people, are in the Divine Nine. And this is how a lot of them have access. This is how a lot of them have continuously gatekept the black community, and continuously done things in our community that on the surface may seem beneficial because you may have some good members in that organizations, but the reality is that they're the boule. They think that they're 10% better than the other 90% of black America, whether we want to admit it or not, whether we got friends, family, or associates, or if we are particularly in a fraternity or a sorority for the ladies. A lot of this hazing stuff is straight, degrading. The young brother Caleb Wilson went there for brotherhood and left with death. Went there for brotherhood and left with death. Just the thought of that as a parent, man, is scary, man. Scary and it's sad. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys. After we did our broadcast on Sunday about it, I was still messed up. And I'm messed up because of the lack of response, the lack of accountability, the lack of saying, okay, enough is enough. Like, if I was part of one of those organizations, no matter where, as we say, no matter where I am on the food chain, I would at least have to say something verbally. That's the least you can do, is to say something verbally. The least you can do is you stop funneling money to him. Like I said, I hope his family, his estate, I hope they break the Qs. I hope the Qs go bankrupt because of this. And it's not nothing personal against the Qs. It's just that enough is enough. This ain't the first time that somebody has been hazed and it led to a death. And the mere fact, like we said during the broadcast, the mere fact that this prosecutor charged this Army Reserve with manslaughter lets you know, like, okay, is the prosecutor a Q? Is the prosecutor in a sorority or fraternity? And we know it's in other fraternities, it's skull and bones and all that stuff. But still, when we talk about us, we talking about us. We ain't talking about other people and all that. Where's the self-accountability in our communities? And what goes on? It's unfortunate, I'm one that really loves education. I think it's paramount, but it's unfortunate that a lot of our higher education institutions really are indoctrination centers. They don't teach you critical. They don't teach you. They teach you stuff, theory, but it don't teach you practical skills. It teach you theory. So sometimes some people get so caught up that they get, as they say, and people may not like the word I'm using. A lot of this stuff get you radicalized on an agenda. Some people go to colleges, right, and you know them, you know what they're about. You grew up with them, and they go to college, man, and they just get super duper extra pro black, like you just had the black experience, or you just was taught the black experience. And in some cases they go so far, you be like, yo, this guy don't, this guy, girl, she don't deal with reality right. You learn, you go to school, learn, yeah, you network, but at the end of the day, you got to be careful with indoctrination. So the sister, Rachel Lindsay, like I said, man, shout out to the sister for really going out on a limb for saying this, right? She basically said that these places don't need to be on college campuses. And I'm quite sure some of her sorors are going to give her pushback. I posted it. I said, where the Qs at? No Qs said nothing to me. No Qs even got offended by me saying that. Like, because they know they're wrong. Silence is deafening. Their silence is telling you, yeah, we know about it, but we're complicit. We ain't gonna say nothing about it. We just gonna deal with it, and it's just gonna be water under the rug. Sweep it under the rug for a second. And that's the attitude that a lot of us take in our community when we have issues that are our issues, because we love to, because of our circumstances, trauma, whatever. But sometimes falling into that victim mentality, the victimization of stuff, it's easier for us to do that. We blame others. No, take some accountability, take some responsibility. And I really respect that the sister went out her way and did that. Like I said, I don't really listen to their podcast too much. I mean, I catch clips like everybody else a lot of times. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that be said on the podcast, but I know what it is to go out on a limb for that stuff, And I thought it was quite interesting, all y'all that follow rap music, Jim Jones, the rapper, he went on the Joe Budden podcast, and he's affiliated with a gang. He's blood. He gang banging, as they say. He's banging. He's active banging, right? And he spoke about how the Bloods and Crips, those gangs, is nothing but fraternities and sororities. Oh man, people got mad at him with this comparison, and this is how it ties in with the Caleb Wilson thing, right? People, they killed him in the comments, but he laid it out. He laid it out from an aspect of, if somebody from UBN, United Blood Nation, was to get their blood gang or whatever, or Crip registered, and so forth, so with the government wouldn't consider them a gang. They consider them a brotherhood, a fraternity. And he laid it out, man. And really, when you look at these organizations and so forth, I can't disagree with him. I may not like what he said. I may not like the comparison, but I can't ultimately say I can't see what he's saying. I have to be objective. And a lot of people say, oh, he ignorant, he just want to be a 50-year-old in the gang. No. His experience is his experience. And as they say, man, you out there in them streets and you're looking for a home, and them guys will put you in the car. And they give you that brotherhood or that sisterhood. So it's really no difference. We got hazing incidents in that. I mean, as they say, man, you got to, they bring you home or whatever, the lingo. I know some of the lingo from I've been around a lot of gang members. Some of them don't commit openly crimes or don't commit crimes. That's not what they're about. But that's their lifestyle. That's their brotherhood. That's what they choose to affiliate themselves with. But really, when you look at it, in his perspective, what's the difference? What is the difference? We talk about, these gangs, no matter what part of the country are, what they've done to our communities, and this, that, and the third, and say nobody never did. One of the, and I always find this interesting, right? I need y'all to work with me for a minute because I'm driving and I'm just, chopping up with y'all. But just think about this, right? One of the most notable gang members in America, in the world, is Snoop. He's never denounced his gang. And he's marketable to mainstream America. He's made a lot of money. So from what we know of Snoop, he's not committing no crimes. Everybody likes him. He's plattable. What I mean plattable, everybody can deal with him. He goes on shows. He do a lot in his community. He do a lot for the kids, football coach. And nobody considers Snoop a threat. And what I mean as a threat is nobody fears Snoop. Like he's gonna bring harm on them by just having him around or nothing like that. He's endorsing cannabis. He would be somebody in mainstream America where we would say is a positive influence in the community, right? But he's a gang member. He is what he is. I mean, I'm not knocking him. That's what he chose to be. But the reality is that he became acceptable to not only just us, Black Americans, but mainstream America. He's got endorsement deals. He's selling products. He's marketable. I mean, and he don't just market things that what some people would say would be bad for you. And I'm not in no way using my platform or telling anybody to justify anything. But the reality is that these organizations, these fraternities and sororities, like they need to really look at themselves. And we praise them and we give them credit, and everybody knows Divine Nine and this, that, and the third. But you don't hear nobody saying it out. I mean, they pushed the Divine Nine heavy on us, and I don't want to this isn't a political conversation, but they pushed the Divine Nine heavy on us during the presidential campaign, where the vice president, because of her being a soror and being in a Divine Nine, a member of Divine Nine, her sorority, that they pushed it heavy. They all voted for her. I know people that said straight up they don't agree with her politics, but they voted for her because she's a sister. She's one of my sisters. That's the way they felt. They love to talk about John Lewis. He was one of the Divine Nine. That's the way they feel. They speak about that, and we talked about that during the show. How, Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley went out their way to say the Qs run the airwaves, basically talking about syndicated terrestrial radio. So they're all embedded with media. If you're part of that organization or those organizations, they have a voice, but none of their platforms went out their way to even discuss this issue. And if they did discuss it, it was like, current news, and they threw it under the rug. Even when we read the statement from the brother Ricky from the Qs, like, what was that? That wasn't, what was that? It wasn't a condemnation of the action. That boy got murdered, man. That boy got murdered. And if you look at it, and that was just, the charging thing when we read, they're going to still do an autopsy, so forth. But that boy got hit so hard in his chest that his bodily fluids came out. Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all have really been into a fight or played football or played any type of contact sport. But if, you got to be hit hard, man. You got to be hit hard. Even if you ever been hit in your sternum, man, like really hard. That stuff hurt, man. That stuff hurt. you ever been in a, like I said, a real good fight where you and somebody really, going at it, face and just body slamming. I mean, if you get a good one in, right? That stuff hurt, man. Your body hurt. I was a kid, man. I was a kid. That was your kid. That was my kid, man. That boy went to college, man, was in the band, man. And y'all know, man, Southern band. Y'all know, I remember the Grambling Southern game everybody used to go to. We used to have that joint up in Jersey where they would have a classic every year when I lived in Jersey. And it was a thing, man. Southern band is one of the top bands in the country for years. Everybody knows Southern band ain't no joke. Southern band ain't no joke. So this young man was part of the band, man. He was in the in crowd, man, as they say. And he was, online pledging, man, to be in the fraternity, man. They killed that boy, man. They killed that boy, man. Everybody need to sue, man. That boy's whole family need to sue, man, sue them for everything they got. Yeah. Sue them for everything they got. They liable. In the college, man, the college did some real corny stuff. They suspended anybody from joining the fraternity until further notice. What's that? What's that? Suspend their membership. Suspend their charter. Their charter should be pulled until further notice. At least until the investigation is over. Until the case is over. Do something. Oh, he wasn't hazed on campus. So the campus ain't gonna be responsible. Yeah, the campus is culpable. They used their campus. They was on campus as a recruitment center. Yeah, the campus was used as a recruitment center. So we need to stop it, man. We need to take some personal accountability with this thing, man, and realize what's going on in our communities. We love to play victim, man. We love the victimization and love to, blame others and all circumstances. And I'm not going to sit here and say that a lot of circumstances don't come into play for some of the stuff we do. But you are responsible for what you do and what your behaviors put forth. And a lot of us, we see a lot of stuff that be going on and we don't say nothing. We be complicit in the bull crap. Because we like somebody or because they got the level of influence, they got money. It don't mean nothing. Speak on it. And from what I understand, the one dude that they did charge, there was two others. I haven't heard nothing else since. There was two others. You ain't hear Ben Crump say nothing. Ben Crump ambulance chases, right? He's a civil lawyer. He's not a criminal lawyer. He's a civil lawyer, civil rights lawyer. You think because it's black on black crime, which is a very interesting phrase, right? You think his civil rights was not violated because it was black people that did it? No. Ben Crump is in the fraternity too. Where's Ben Crump at? He need to speak on it. He need to denounce it. You want to be foremost and on the forefront, be foremost and on the forefront for justice for everybody, man. And this is what the problem is. You know what they say, and I hate to use the phrase, but you know the phrase. If you don't check your own, you're going to be checked by somebody else. You don't police yourself, you're going to be policed by others. We talk about how these people, have set a lot of our communities up to fail, so to say, or our people up to fail. But we're failing our own communities. We're doing it to ourselves. We're subjecting ourselves to this bull crap. Like I said, man, if you get a chance, check out the sister Rachel Lindsay, man. She, I think more of the conversation is going to come out of that because she spoke on it. I didn't really look at the comments when I heard her say what she said. I like to look at the comments because everybody is not a bot. you really got people that be commenting and got, they really be saying how they feel. So I tend to look at the comments on certain platforms just to get the temperature of the room, because a lot of people don't feel like they're complicit until it's their child, until it's them. Then they realize how this stuff affects the community. And when I mean the community, I mean the community in general and the community where you live in. So we need to be mindful of that. Then when you look at what Jim Jones said, we vilified those gangs. Some people feel their experience, and rightfully so, that those gangs don't mean nothing but death, dishonor, and destruction. I'm not saying that, but that's a lot of other people that feel that way. So is Jim Jones right or wrong in his comparison that those gangs ain't nothing but fraternities and sororities? And that was on, the Joe Budden podcast. And in the comments there, I saw some of them. Like I said, they was crazy, man. A lot of people looked at him like he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He sounds stupid, he ignorant, he in his 50s still banging. Nobody want to hear that. Is this comparison legit? We need to ask ourselves that question. And that goes for any other organization that really might be bringing harm to anybody. That's the one thing that everybody, that's as a human being, man, that should be our right. It should be your right to your peace, your shelter, and your safety, man. And your sustenance, being able to take care of yourself, provide for yourself and your family. Those are human rights. And whenever those things are violated, man, it should be a problem. Like I said, man, that kid went to college, man. His family sent him off for higher learning, man. His family sent him off to be, as we say, a good, productive member of society. Whether they sent him off to college or he went to a trade school or whatever. He wasn't, as we say, a bad person, from what we understand. I thought it was kind of funny, on a funny note, about the brother Caleb Wilson, man. From his pictures, man, he had that thing spinning up top, man. He had the waves going, man. So I commend the brother, man. The brother, I ain't seen a lot of people, now the younger people, be wearing the waves like that. So, the brother was well groomed, took care of himself. And it's unfortunate, man, he lost his life, man. He lost his life. He lost his life, y'all. Really unfortunate. Real bad situation, man. Young man lost his life, man. He went there for brotherhood, man, and he lost his life, y'all. We need to keep that fresh in our brains, man. He joined that fraternity for brotherhood, man, and lost his life. Wow. It's a tough situation, man. Tough situation. But look, appreciate you guys. Got a little bit of ways to go to get where I'm going. I don't want to dog it out. Coffee time really ain't a long live, but I know it was a little wordy. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Got a lot of good things coming up. Working on some things. Schedule's a little crazy right now, but tonight we're gonna have Pat Talk, man. Hopefully tonight we're gonna have Pat Talk. Interesting conversation, man. The title of the show gonna be "Show Me the Money," man. Show me the money. It's the title of the show tonight. So make sure you guys tune in at 8 o'clock tonight, Pat Talk, man. Hopefully myself and all the brothers will be there. We got an interesting conversation lined up, man. Show me the money. With that, you guys take care. Have a great day.